Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking about your message to market match, how to craft the right message for your audience. We talk a lot about branding and marketing on this show, and one of the least focused on areas of marketing for those who are not winning in their marketing is how you communicate your message to your market. We're going to get deep into that. I found an article on imaginasium.com that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. And the Cortez Hustle Show is powered by the Digital Empire System. Listen, if you do not have an all-in-one platform that allows you to do all of your digital marketing, from building your sales funnels, lead capture pages, your email autoresponders, your graphics, anything that you need in the digital marketing space can be done on one platform, you need to go check out digitalempiresystem.com. Go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand. And today we're talking about message to market match. Do you have a match with your messaging? Are you speaking directly to your market, or are you all over the place with your messaging? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm super, super excited to get into this topic. This is something that I am literally going through right now, crafting my messages. I'm creating a brand new brand in two different verticals, and I want to make sure that the messaging is right. So I thought this was fitting to share on this episode of Marketing Mondays right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. If you like a free business shout out, let me know what you got going on. Just do not post any links, but by all means, share the name of your company, your brand. Tell us a little bit about what you're building. You never know who might want to connect with you. Before we jump all the way in, I got a couple quick announcements for you. For those of you who do not know, I've got a brand new show launching on Roku this coming January. I'm super excited about it. And the network that I'm launching on is called Unheard TV. And we're looking for sponsors. You can sponsor my show if you have a product or service that serves Black business owners. That will be a great show for you to market on. But we've got dozens of other shows on that network as well, from cooking shows to motivational shows to talk shows to TV shows to scripted series, all of those different things. If you want to market If you have a service that you think would be good and you want to reach an audience that's global, then all you got to do is inbox me and I'll put you in touch with our marketing team so they can let you know what sponsorship packages that we have. Also, I'm looking for volunteer opportunities. For those of you who know anything about me, what's going on, Steven? I see you, brother. I see you out there crushing it too, man. Ali hit me up and was like, bro, Steven is that deal, right? But also, another quick announcement. I'm still looking for volunteer opportunities. If you know of any local volunteer opportunities in the St. Louis market, I want to lend my hand to about 10 different opportunities this holiday season. Also, if you have a church or a nonprofit organization, I'm actually providing some free digital marketing services to these entities. So tag them in this show or inbox me. Let's figure out how we can make that connection. But I want to help at least 5 churches or nonprofit organizations with their branding, with their marketing. If they need a website and they're doing some amazing things, I want to help them get their message out to the world. So put them in touch with me. I'd be happy to talk to them about some of the free services that I'm offering to that demographic. So message to market match, how to craft the right message. That's what we're going to get into today, but y'all know how we do it, man. I got to start the show with the quote of the day. If you have a favorite quote, go ahead and comment your favorite quote, but let me give you this one that I was listening to as I was training this morning, getting my workout on. I'm trying to slim down. I bulked up. Now it's time to tone up. And as I work out, I listen to positive motivational type stuff. And today's quote is from an unknown source. It says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things change. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, your perception is your reality, right? Now, let's not get it twisted. They say perception is reality, and that's only true for the individual. Your perception is your reality. It's not my reality. But how you see the world is how the world is to you. And this is why I caution people about watching too much television, too much news, too much social media, because all of these platforms are studying you. And they want to put in front of you the things that you want to see to help you validate the things that you already believe. So if you believe the world is a jacked up place, all you're going to see is the jacked up things that this world has to offer. If you believe this world is a great place, all you're going to see is the great things that this world has to offer. So pay attention to how you look at things. I know people who everybody is out to get them, right? And they make an issue out of everything that everybody says or does to or about them, because the way they see the world is as everybody being out to get them. So they're creating these stories in their mind about everything that happens to them, and it only validates that which they already believe. So be careful about how you look at things. And if you don't like what you see, then change how you see it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And I want to encourage you guys to go out and grab this book, Traffic Secrets. If you want to know how I'm dominating social spaces and the conversations, how I stay super consistent, I've been studying the work of Russell Brunson for a while, and I just finished up his latest book called Traffic Secrets. I put a link in the comments, and I'm an affiliate of his work because I love what he does and his perspective on the branding and the marketing aspect, especially for solopreneurs, right? I want you to go click on that link. You can grab this book for free. All you do is pay the shipping cost. And when I tell you that this book is not, it's a real book, right? And he gives you the frameworks of literally being able to create a sustained branding and marketing strategy around your business. So go click the link in the description or in the show notes, grab that for free. I think you're going to be thoroughly impressed on the different frameworks that he lays out on how you can do YouTube, how you can do blogging, how you can do podcasts, how you can do various strategies of getting traffic to your offer in front of what it is that you are bringing to the table. So check that out in the show notes and let me know what you think on that. Nobody had a favorite quote that they wanted to share today? All right. Well, we got to roll. This is actually going to be a two-part series. We're going to start today. I'm going to give you 10 of these 21 from this article. And then on on Friday, I actually got a guest on Thursday. So on Friday, we'll do part 2 of this series. So let's just jump in. So this website, you guys might want to go check it out. It's called Imaginasium, right? And they wrote this article. This is the ultimate guide to creating the best marketing message ever. 20 simple yet powerful tips, right? If you don't know anything about marketing and branding, I tell people all the time, your brand is your message. It's not your logo. It's not your website. It's not your color palette. It is your message, right? What is Walmart's message? Everyday low prices. That's the brand, right? It didn't say a store full of checkout agents, right? Where you can get in and out of the store quickly. It didn't say it was going to be the most clean and most well-organized store. It didn't say it was going to have the cleanest, least congested parking lot. No, it didn't say any of that. Their brand is they want you to know that they have everyday low prices, right? That's the brand. And because they're so strong on that brand, they compromise on some of the other things. The store may not be as clean. They got 40 checkout lanes, but only 2 checkout people working those 40 lanes. So the lines are super long. But will you accept that subpar or less than ideal service so you can save a few dollars? I say millions of people say yes. Right? You look at some of the competition, right? Target does not promise you everyday low prices. They promise you quality service, clean stores, right? And there's a stark contrast between the two. So your marketing or your brand is your message, your promise, and you have to know how to communicate that message, that promise to the right audience. If you do not, you're not going to have you can have a successful business, but you're not going to have a sustained business if you don't get this part figured out. And I want a sustained business. This is why I'm studying so hard to get this stuff figured out for my own personal business. And shout out to my girl, Nancy Jordan over at Biz by Faith. She's been helping me get some of my processes documented, and I'm super excited about the direction that I'm going in. So let's talk about this real quick. Developing a marketing message sounds like it might be simple tasks, right? You might think it's just a few hours of work and end result being some words on a paper or a screen, but the truth is your marketing message is a big deal. The messaging development process is valuable and foundational to brand development because it forces you to think deeply about your target audience. It requires you to sincerely connect to the problems your customers are facing and empathize with their pain. And it involves collaborative work on true brand differentiation, right? How do you set yourself apart? So again, this article is from Imaginasium.com. And they list 20. We're going to give you 10 today, and then we're going to do part 2 to this episode on Friday. I don't think I have a guest on Friday, and we'll wrap this thing up. But number 1, the first thing you have to do when you go to creating your message that's going to match the market that you want to reach is you have to plant your flag, meaning your mission and your value proposition, right? What is your mission? What is your vision? What are your values? You got to get clear on those things first, because your message has to communicate those things as well. Does your marketing message reflect your mission and your value promise to your customers? A company mission statement is an internal declaration of why a company exists. The best statement succinctly define the purpose and goals of an organization. In addition, a company's value proposition clearly conveys why a customer might choose your company over your competitors, right? What is your mission and what do you stand for? Get clear on those things, and you can then communicate those things effectively to your market. Number two, align with your company's goals, right? You have to align your messaging with your company's goals, right? How many of you guys, have a mission statement for your company? If you have a mission statement for your company, put a 1 in the comments. I want to know how many of you guys have a mission statement, right? I have to develop a new mission statement. I have 2 distinct brands that are in alignment one with another, but they're separate in their mission. So I got to create 2 mission statements, and I'm excited about doing the work. So you got your mission and your vision and your values statements, right? Number 2, align with your company goals. Successful companies know it's important to set goals and revisit them often. Those goals should be used throughout the company as a guiding light, including the development of your marketing strategy. The marketing message, a direct product of your marketing strategy, is the communication created to influence existing and potential customers to ultimately buy. And all of this should be properly aligned between your company's goals, right? List one of your company's goals. For those of you who are watching us live this morning, what is one of your company's goals for the remainder of the 4th quarter and then going into 2022? I've got a lofty goal, man. I've got to create 100 new customers for this new product that I'm launching this week before the end of the year. 100 new customers for this product that I'm launching this week before the end of the year. So I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. So then basically what I'm going to do is reverse engineer that to how many customers do I need to create per week, then how many customers do I need to create per day, and then how many leads do I need to bring in every day to create that number of customers per day, right? And none of that happens if I don't craft the right message, if I don't lock in and plant my flag with my mission, vision, and value statement, if I don't align those with these goals, then I'm gonna have a greater chance of missing the mark than I would if I did not do any of these things, right? Number 3, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. Take a deep dive into your target market. You know your greatest source of information when developing a message, right? It comes from intimately knowing your target audience. There's a saying in our industry, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And a lot of people struggle with this because they are assuming that, well, Cortez, if I'm only talking to one type of person, aren't I losing out on all of the other people? Well, if you're trying to talk to everybody, nobody thinks you're talking to them and nobody listens, right? I want you to think about something. You're in a crowded room, and trust and believe, whatever industry you're in, it's a crowded room, even if it's not crowded with the amount of people offering services in your industry, the amount of information that is in front of your customers every day basically puts us all in a crowded room, right? How do you get somebody's attention in a crowded room? You call their name. You call them by their name. Now, what's going to happen is when you call out one name, not only will that person turn around, but that name also sounds like a few other people's names. So when somebody yells, "Hey, Cortez," right? I'm going to turn around. But if your name is Montez, if your name is Dantes, you might also turn around because it sounds like that person is talking to you as well. So you have to understand that in this crowded space called the internet, called customer acquisition, called branding and marketing, where everybody is fighting for the attention of your perfect prospect, the more specific you can get with the conversation that lets them know that you're talking directly to them, that's how you build your customer base. You don't build your customer base talking to everybody. Walmart is not talking to everybody. Walmart is only talking to the people who can appreciate everyday low prices. That's it. Macy's is not talking up to Walmart customers. They're not talking to Walmart's customers. Does that mean that people who shop at Walmart don't also shop at Macy's? People who shop at Macy's don't also talk about shopping at Walmart? That's not what that means. That means when they put out their messaging, when they put out their commercial, Walmart, everything that Walmart commercial says speaks to everyday low prices. Everything that Macy's commercial says, its advertisement, its magazine says upscale, quality, premium prices, premium brands, because they know exactly who they are talking to. So it comes from intimately knowing your customer. Who are they? What are their likes and dislikes? Why do they buy products or services from you? So this is why I always put the link to these articles in the comments, because they always link to other resources. So there's a link to another article that says, check out this article on how to define your target market. The truth is you cannot realistically target everyone. A deep understanding of your audience ensures you are emotionally connected to their needs so you can build meaningful messages. You got to be able to connect to their emotional needs. If I'm going to buy from you, I need to know that you know intimately the ins and outs of the problem that I have. Otherwise, I don't trust that you can solve it. If you can't communicate to me about the problem that I have, I can't trust that you can solve it. But when I start talking about a problem that is causing you pain, and I can speak specifically to how that pain feels, you know that I've been there. And if I'm no longer in that pain and I'm offering you the solution that got me out of that pain because I communicated that pain so well, you, my friend, will trust me to help you out of your pain too. So we're going all the way in, ladies and gentlemen. We got 6 more to go in this episode. And remember, if you have not already liked the page, hit the subscribe button. We got some great content lined up for you the rest of this week. We're going to do part 2 of this on Friday because I've got a guest on Thursday. And then y'all know on Wednesdays, we do Wellness Wednesdays, where we're going to be talking about mental toughness, right? So before we continue, though, it is time for 1 Minute Motivation. 1 Minute Motivation, if you're new to the show, is where we play a short motivational clip. And in that motivational clip, I will take down a couple of takeaways and share my thoughts. I'm going to ask you, those of you who are watching live, to comment a takeaway or two, something that jumps out and stands out at you. Go ahead and leave me your thoughts and comments on that as well. So let's get into 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Ultimately want to achieve. At some point in life, we're all going to struggle. And I think that's what you're getting to. We're going to be confronted with something. There's going to be some obstacles that we feel that, we can't overcome. Or when you're on your path to success, there's always going to be those roadblocks here and there. It's a part of life. And I think that's what's so rewarding when we do achieve what we achieve, is because of those failures, because of those struggles, because of those roadblocks. Those roadblocks can come in different forms. It can be your own mental roadblocks. It could be just outside criticism. It could be media. It could be anything. It could be personal problems. It could be family problems. It could be something as simple as you driving, you get a flat tire. Anything can trigger you and to try to get you off track. Those are struggles. And then just from an athletic standpoint, that's going to happen. And it's really how you respond to it. So whether it's in business, personal, it's in sports, but at the end of the day, we're all going to struggle. I struggled, but I didn't quit. And that's what I encourage a lot of people to do. Just don't quit.
Ooh-wee. That is the message from Hall of Fame wide receiver Terrell Owens. Just don't quit, man. It's not a matter of if you're going to struggle. It's a matter of when and how you're going to respond to it, right? Learn to embrace the struggles like the butterfly or the moth, right? Did you guys know that when a caterpillar, right, goes into a chrysalis or cocoon, right, you know that they're going to spend some time and there's some weeks in there and the metamorphosis happens. Everybody knows about the metamorphosis of a butterfly or a moth, right? It goes in as a worm-like looking creature and it comes out as a butterfly. Did you guys know, though, that part of the strengthening of the butterfly's wings comes from their struggle to break free from the cocoon or the chrysalis? Do you guys know that? Like if you were out in nature and you saw a butterfly start to poke its head out and come out of that cocoon, right? And you did like a lot of people would do, and they see people struggling, and it's in our nature to want to help, right? They've actually done studies on this, right? You see that butterfly or that moth struggling to get out of that cocoon or that chrysalis. And you go and say, you know what? Let me just cut it open and help the butterfly out. You realize you just dealt a death blow to that butterfly or that moth? Because it is in the struggle to get out that their newly formed wings actually develop the strength of pushing against that chrysalis. They are developing their muscles to fly. And a lot of times we're doing this to ourselves. We don't embrace the struggle. We run from the struggle. A lot of times we're doing this to our children. We don't want them to struggle in the same way that they have, that we struggled. Everybody is going to struggle. The key is to teach them how to respond to the struggle. The key for you is to learn how to respond to the struggle, not to avoid the struggle altogether. This is what's keeping so many people in a below average state. They're running from the struggle. Ask me how I know. I spent years running from struggle. Years not wanting to step up and lead. Years not wanting to be the man that God called me to be. And learn how to embrace the struggle so that you can practice your response to the struggle. And it's in the struggle where you get strengthened and quickened to be able to deal with life on the next level that struggle is going to propel you to. So, my friends, that is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by digitalempiresystem.com. If you need a system to help you build your websites, you need a system to help you with your email autoresponders, your funnels, your chat bots and widgets. If you need a lead generation program, you don't have a good CRM to help you manage your lead flow, digitalempiresystem.com is that system. So go check that out, see it for yourself. You can take a free 14-day trial and see if it is a good fit for you. But it's got everything that you need to build a powerful brand online. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about message to market match, how to craft the right message. And so far, we've gotten through, I think, 3. We're on number 3. Yes, let me just recap real quick. Number 1, we talked about, number 1, plant your flag. Decide on what your mission and vision proposition is going to be. What are your values, right? What are you going to stand for as a company? And that's something that you're going to want to communicate both internally and externally. I got a mentor, Henry Doris, who would talk about, as I start bringing help into my business, he would ask me all the time, do they know what Thornton Online Marketing stands for? I'm like, no. Well, how can they help you get to where you want to get to if they don't even know what the mission is? If they don't even know what the vision is, how can they help you get there? So your messages are not only external, but especially when it comes to your mission, your vision, and your value proposition, that must be clearly communicated to your team. You must look for those things in your strategic partners that you're going to align with. That's critically important, right? Number 2 was, let's see, what was number 2? Align with your company goals. So make sure your mission, your message aligns with your goals, right? And we putting out messages just to be putting them out. Those messages should be aligning with your goals. Number 3, take a deep dive into your target market. You got to understand, like Russell Brunson says, you got to obsess over your customer avatar. That person that's going to buy your products, you got to obsess over them. You got to be obsessed with that individual. Know their ins and outs, their needs, their wants. You got to be able to anticipate what they're going to want. That's how well you should know your target market. Number 4, research competitor messaging. This is key. Listen, when you understand that you are in a market and there are 10 companies, 10 individuals, 10 influencers, 10 marketers that are dominating that market, and they are selling to your customer. They might not be selling the same product or the same service, but they're selling to your customer nonetheless. You got to know how to study them and look at how they are talking to your customers, right? A common misstep in developing a marketing message is overlooking the importance of researching the competition. Knowing your competition and what they stand for. Wait a minute, stop all that humming. Knowing your competition and what they stand for is critical to your success. With the constant monitoring of the competition, you can learn from their mistakes, document what works, and effectively create a different or unique perspective for yourself in the marketplace. It's important you go into spy mode at least 1 to 2 times per month to make sure you're in the know. Set 30 to 60 minutes per month to review competitors' websites and social channels. In addition, set Google alerts for the competition so you know when they're in the news. How many of you guys are spying on your competition? Even if that competition is me, right? You should be watching those who are leading the pack. You should be watching those who are on the cusp of breaking into the upper echelon in your market. Yeah, you should be in spy mode. And when you have the right platforms like the digital empire system, right, you can actually set up your competitors to monitor inside the system, which is super dope. And you can kind of track and see what they got going on, how they're doing their thing, and what their customer acquisition process is, what they're blogging about, what they're doing YouTube videos about, how their website presents their product, services, and offers. This is how you learn. This is how you grow. This is how you develop your own unique proposition. See what they're doing well and what they're missing, right? One of the things that you can do, especially if you're an author, if you're a course creator, go out on Amazon and read the reviews of these different products and services that might be similar to yours. Read the glowing reviews so you'll see what people are saying that they did right, but then also go down to the negative reviews so you can see what people are saying that they did wrong. So you can make sure that you do not make that mistake. Number 5, know your customers' problems inside and out. Do you know what keeps your customers up at night? When was the last time you did a survey? When was the last time you asked your existing customers what kind of challenges they are having? Have you ever asked your existing customers, hey, what made you buy from me? Out of all the people you could have done business with, I'm grateful that you did business with me, but what was it about me that made you want to do business with me? Ask them, right? A marketing message that clearly and concisely speaks to the problem at hand and the effective solution will likely win customers for your brand. Many of your customers' product and service wants, needs, and desires are simple. Make sure your message shows that you know the problem with a clear path to the perfect solution. Do you know your customers' problems? Right? As I'm building this new brand for Black Biz Success, I know that my customers, Black-owned businesses, feel they can't afford marketing. I know that they feel that they don't have time to do social media. So I have to create a message that says, listen, I know your pain. I've experienced it myself. I overcame it. And here's how I can help you do the same thing. It's that simple. I know your pain. I felt it myself. Here's what I did to overcome it. And here's how I can help you overcome it the same. And if you want to put a cherry on top, put a date and time frame on it. Here's how I can help you do it in 30 days or less. Here's how I can help you overcome it in less than a week. Here's how I can help you overcome it in the next 90 days. Because when people are in pain, they want an immediate solution. I was listening to David Shands. If you guys are not following the Social Proof podcast, shame on you. But all he does is have a parade of millionaire entrepreneurs on that show. And one of the guys gave the example of what we're talking about, and it's kind of what inspired this show. He said, I had a toothache that was bothersome. At one point, it was bothersome. It was annoying, and then it became a pain that I had to deal with immediately. And I want y'all to think about that. You got to know where your customer is on their journey. Is the problem that you're speaking to, is it something that's just a little annoying? Is it something that just causes an inconvenience? Like, like he said, he talked about his toothache. He's like, man, my tooth was hurt for 6 months before I went and got it dealt with, right? Because at one point it was just annoying, right? It only bothered me when I drank something cold. So what did I do? I just stopped drinking cold stuff. And I kept moving on about my day. And then at one point it got to a place where it bothered me when I chewed on that side. So what did I do? I just stopped chewing on that side. But then it got to a place where the pain was so severe that it kept me up at night. I couldn't sleep. Whether I was drinking something cold, whether I was eating something on that side, it was just hurting. My jaw throbbed, my temple, my ear ached. It was just unbearable pain. And he said when he went to the dentist, he pulled out his credit card, said, man, y'all got to do something about this. And the nurse was trying to tell him how much it was going to cost and all of that kind of stuff. Man, I don't care nothing about none of that. Here's the card. Let's go. Do you know when your customers are in that place? When they're saying, here's my card, let's go. And you're busy trying to make them understand how cold-blooded your brand is. You're trying to tell them what the product and service can do for them. And they're in so much pain, they've already decided to buy. They're saying, here's my card, let's go. Right? Number 6, speak their language. This is one of the primary reasons that you can't talk to everybody, is because you can't speak everybody's language. And I want you to think about that if I'm speaking English to someone who only speaks and understands French, it's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to clearly communicate my message, my value proposition, because they're not going to understand it. You cannot speak everybody's language. That's why you can't talk to everybody. Yeah, I can help a lot of businesses, but you know what language I speak? I speak the language of Black-owned businesses. Just the language I speak. So why would I not call out to them and say, hey, this is the Black Biz Success Show. Hey, this is the Black Biz Success strategy for helping you with your digital marketing, right? Because I speak their language. Especially, no more than ever, it is important to develop messages that align with the natural way consumers talk. But especially in business, it's too easy to slip into using big words and technical jargon. So you end up with a messaging that lacks emotion, doesn't sound real, and just doesn't connect with your customers. Creating a great marketing message isn't about sounding intelligent, but more about how you intelligently convey your brand's abilities in a way that makes customers take action. When President Trump ran his campaign against Secretary Hillary Clinton, right? They did research to see the communication styles between the two, right? President Trump's communication style, and this is no surprise to some of you guys, was the way he communicated in all of his speeches, all of his campaign rallies, was on a 3rd to 5th grade level. But Senator Clinton, on the other hand, was on a 12th grade level. It's a big difference, guys, in the amount of people you can reach when you're trying to be too impressive and posture up too much with your language and show everybody that you are smart. I want y'all to remember this. All businesses, before they are anything else, yes, I'm a digital marketing company, right? Yes, I'm I'm an author. Yes, I'm a coach. But before I'm in any of those businesses, the number one business I'm in is in a relationship business. And in order to create relationships in your marketing messages, you can't talk over people's heads, because that speaks to a certain amount of arrogance from the perspective of a lot of the people that you're trying to reach and serve. It is what it is. So when you can keep your messaging down to a 3rd to 5th grade level, you can reach everybody. Can someone who is on a 12th grade level, a college educated level, a college PhD level understand a 3rd or 5th grade level? Yeah, but can somebody on a 3rd or 5th grade level understand that jargon at a 12th grade level, at a PhD level? No. So you bring that all the way down so you connect with everybody, right? Critically important. Number 7, create an emotional connection, right? You've heard it for years. 95% of purchasing decisions take place in the subconscious mind. When your communication creates an emotional connection, you're definitely winning. In a digital age where consumers are seeing thousands of ads every day, an emotional bond is critical. According to a Business Wire study in 2018, emotional connection is the most predictive driving force behind brand purchasing decisions and the long-term loyalty of customers. What? An emotional connection. An emotional connection. This is why I talk to those of you who are in the influencer space about vulnerability. This is why every major brand that's crushing it revenue-wise and in their marketing campaigns, they all have an attractive character. All of them, right? Jared, State Farm. I mean, not Jared, what's the State Farm guy's name? Jake from State Farm, right? Flo from Progressive. The Geico Gecko, right? Why? Because these entities create an emotional connection with you. McDonald's, Ronald McDonald's, they all have an attractive character that creates an emotional bond, right? Here's a fun fact. Panera Bread ranked number 4 on a top 5 list of brands who have successfully created a strong emotional connection with their customers, right? Consider these steps in making marketing messages examples. So again, when you go to this site and you look at this article for yourself, they're linking to other resources for you, right? So we got a couple more before we wrap this thing up, right? Present your solution to the problem. If you've done your research and truly understand your target market, then you know the problems they face and how your product or service can assist. A creatively crafted message that articulates the solution to the problem is key to winning new customers, right? And not only do you talk about the solution, right? The key in how you talk about the solution is to talk about how that solution is going to make your customer feel. They call that benefits versus features. Right? How does the millionaire who buys the Ferrari feel versus the option to buy a Prius? Status, y'all. Every single one of us makes a decision to do anything based on whether it's going to improve our status or decrease our status. So if the wealthy person buys a Prius, he's thinking to himself, could this hurt my image? Could this bring my status down? I buy the Ferrari, will this increase my status? Your customers are thinking the same way. Will they feel smart if they buy your product or service? Will they feel smart? Will they feel empowered? Will they feel encouraged? Will they feel like they made the right decision? You have to communicate that in your messaging. Number 9, take full advantage of your limited headline space, right? Unfortunately, the average consumer has gotten very good at skimming content to see if it's worthy of a full read. According to a study conducted by Microsoft in 2018, the average human being now has the attention span of roughly 8 seconds. Can you pull them in within 8 seconds to make them say, okay, I need to pay attention to this? Therefore, your headlines need to be genuinely attention grabbing. The goal is to quickly draw attention to your brand, and that takes creativity, time, and determination to find a few words that stop consumers in their tracks. When you're on social media, are you writing headlines and captions that will stop someone from scrolling and make them want to pay attention to the brand? Number 10, offer something invaluable in return. Always consider the opportunity to offer something in return by allowing consumers to essentially test drive your product or service without a full commitment to purchase. That could be a free trial, product sample, or a service discount. This approach shows your commitment to what your brand has to offer, as well as those you wish to experience it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in business, your ability to marry your message to the market that you have identified that has the problem that you solve is the key to a profitable and sustainable business on the internet or anywhere else, but especially on the internet, because there's so much information bombarding your customers. The way that you stand out is basically by calling their name. And the way you call their name is to speak specific to that problem that you know they have that you can solve. That's the equivalent of calling somebody's name in a crowded space. When I say that I can help a Black-owned business in the massage therapy space that caters to Black women, yeah, see how specific that message is? I help Black-owned businesses in the massage therapy space that cater to Black women in their 50s and 60s. Wait, what? Now listen, every Black-owned business is not going to hear that when I call their name in the crowd, right? In the massage therapy space, there's a lot of Black-owned businesses in the massage therapy space, right? They're not going to hear that message. Black-owned women, massage therapy space that caters to Black women. Okay, somebody's going to say, yeah, I like that. I'm a Black-owned business in a massage therapy space. I cater to Black women in their 50s and 60s. Oh, no, I cater to all Black women. I cater to all women, so he ain't talking to me, right? And a lot of people will say, well, Cortez, I'm missing out on all of the other people. No, listen. This particular message is talking specifically to that group. I'll have another message that says, I help Black-owned businesses in the massage therapy space that caters to Black women in their 20s and 30s. You see how that works? Nobody says you have to just have one message, but that message has to be specific. And then I'll tell them how I can help them in their business. And I'll put a time frame on it. I can help them get more leads in less time. I can help them double their conversion in X amount of days, right? Don't be afraid to get very specific about who you help, how well you help them, why you help them is incredibly important. Why do you care? Why do I care about Black-owned businesses? Why do I want to help them so freaking bad, right? Because I believe that Black people should be the #1 employers of Black people. I believe until we create more businesses that can hire more people, we're not going to deal with the unemployment rate in our community. We're not going to deal with the crime rates in our community. We're not going to deal with police brutality in our communities until we deal with the entrepreneurship problem in our community. Until we position ourselves to scale businesses to where we can create jobs for our youth who are crying out for our help. You got to be able to communicate why you want to serve this particular community as well. So hopefully you guys found value in this. If you did, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the like button, no matter where you're watching this, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever. Make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you share this with someone who is struggling with their business. Chances are they're struggling in business because they're struggling with their message. Make sure you guys go check out digitalempiresystem.com if you're looking for a great system that will help you automate your lead generation, conversion, and follow up with your customers and clients. Until we talk to you guys next time, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.